Hi, I am Reynalyn Joyce Martinez, a BSOA student of Ms. Rio Ladera. Today, I am going to discuss the mean, median, and mode of a group data. Let's start with the mean. Mean of group data is the data set formed by aggregating individual observations of a variable into different groups. Group data is data that is grouped together in different categories. For the mean of group data, it might be difficult to find the exact value. However, we can always estimate it. Let us learn more about the mean group of data, the methods to find the mean of group data, and solve an example to understand this concept better. Mean of group data is the process of finding the average of a set of data that are grouped together in different categories. The mean is the most commonly used measure of central tendency. Mean is considered as the average of the data. To determine the mean group of data, a frequency table is required to set across the frequencies of the data, which makes it simple to calculate. This is the mean formula, the summation of fx over n, where x, the mean value of the set of given data, the fx is the product of frequency and class mark, and n is the total frequencies. And now, with the median. Mean of group data is the data that is continuous and is in the form of frequency distribution. Median is the middlemost value of the given data that separates the higher half of the data from the lower half. While calculating the median of group data, the middle value is not known as the data is divided into class intervals. Let us learn more on how to calculate the median of group data, the median formula, and solve an example to understand this concept better. The median is the midpoint of the data array. Before finding this value, the data must be arranged in descending order and is written in a continuous manner. The median will either be a specific value or will fall between two values. The data is in the form of a frequency distribution table that divides the higher level of data from the lower level of data. To find the median of group data is by using the formula. This is the median formula. LB sub MC plus the summation of F over 2 minus CF over F sub MC times CW, where F is the total of frequencies, LB sub MC is the lower boundaries of the median class, F sub MC is the frequency of median class, CW is the class width, and CF is the cumulative frequency. And lastly, the mode. Mode of group data can be calculated using the mode formula. In the case of group frequency distribution, mode can be obtained just by looking into the frequency. We first need to find out the model class, in which lies the mode of the given data. Let us learn more about the mode of group data and how to find the mode of group data using the formula with example. Mode is the value that occurs most often in the dataset. The number, value, observation in a dataset which appears the most number of times. Mode is one of the measures of the central tendency of a given dataset, which demands the identification of the central position in the dataset as a single value. In case of ungrouped data, the mode is simply the item having the greatest frequency. For group data, the mode is calculated using the formula. This is the mode formula. LB sub MO plus T sub 1 over T sub 1 plus T sub 2 times CW, where LB sub MC is the lower boundaries of model class, T sub 1 is the difference of the model class and the class preceding it. D sub 2 is the difference of the model class and the class succeeding it. Now, let's have an example. A sample of college students was asked how much they spent monthly on a cell phone plan. The given is the monthly cell phone plan cost and the number of students that are using the cell phone plan. We are going to compute the mean median, and mode. We are going to make the frequency distribution. First, let's get the summation of the frequency. Let's just add 8 plus 16 plus 21 plus 11 plus 4, and the total is 60. We need the total of frequency later. Next is the lower boundary. We are going to look at the lower limit at the column of the monthly cell phone plan cost. The lower limit are 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. When we are going to get the lower boundary, we are going to subtract 0.5. So the 10 will become 9.5, 20 will become 19.5, 30 will become 29.5, 40 will become 39.5, and 50 will become 49.5. Next is the class mark. How are we going to get the class mark? Let's look again at the monthly cell phone plan cost. We are going to add the lower limit and the higher limit, then we will divide it into 2. So, 10 plus 19 is equals to 29 divided by 2 is 14.5. 20 plus 29 is 49 divided by 2 is 24.5. 30 plus 39 is equals to 69 divided by 2 is 34.5. 40 plus 49 is equals 89 divided by 2 is 44.5. And 50 plus 59 is equals to 109 divided by 2 is 54.5. Looking at 14.5 and 24.5, the common difference is 10. We can just add 10 to 24.5 to get the next digit and so on for shortcut. And now, let's look at the frequency and the class mark to get the fx. We are going to multiply the frequency to the class mark. So, let's start with 8. 8 times 14.5 is equals to 116. Next is 16 times 24.5 is 392. 21 times 34.5 is 724.5. 11 times 44.5 is 489.5. And lastly, 4 times 54.5 is 218. After we get all the fx, we are going to get the summation of the fx. 116 plus 392 plus 724.5 plus 489.5 plus 218, and that is 1,490. Now, the last column is the cumulative frequency. How are we going to get it? So, let's look at the frequency column. The first digit is 8. So, let's just copy 8 and put it at the first column of the cumulative frequency. And now, the 8 in the cumulative frequency, we will add it at the next frequency, which is 16. So, 8 plus 16 is 24. 24 plus 21 is 45. 45 plus 11 is 56. And 56 plus 4 is 60. Now, the frequency distribution is complete. And now, let's continue on how to compute the mean group of data. This is the formula. And the column that are needed is the given, the class mark, and the fx. We don't need the lower boundary and the cumulative frequency on computing the mean. Now, looking at the formula, summation of fx, and that is 1,940, the total of the fx. Next, the n is the total of frequency, and that is 60. So now we can solve 1,940 divided by 60 is 32.33. So the mean is 32.33. Next is the median. This is the formula. We only need the given, lower boundaries, and the cumulative frequency. How to get the lower boundary for the formula? The first thing that we need to do is identify the median class. We need to get the summation of the frequency, and that is 60. And we will divide it by 2, and that is 30. 30 will tell us what column is the median class. Let's look at the cumulative frequency. The first one is 8. 30 can't be in 8. Next, 24. No. Next, 45. Yes, 30 can be found in 45. So the median class is this column. Now we can see the lower boundary and that is 29.5. The frequency is 21. Next is the cumulative frequency. The CF that we are going to use is the CF before the CF of the median class. So that is 24. Next, the class width. The total of the monthly cell phone plan cost is 30 to 39. Count it from 30 till 39 and that is 10. So our class width is 10. The given is complete, so let's substitute. 29.5 plus 30 minus 24 divided by 21 times 10. Let's subtract first. 30 minus 24 is 6. So 29.5 plus 6 divided by 21 times 10. Use your scientific calculator and solve 6 divided by 21 times 10, that is 2.85. Next, 29.5 plus 2.85 is 32.35. So our median is 32.35. Let's move on with mode. This is the formula. We only need the given and the lower boundaries. We first need to identify the model class. To identify the model class, let's look at the frequency. Get the highest number of student and that is 21. Therefore, that column where 21 is our model class. Now we can see our lower boundary and that is 29.5. Next, our D sub 1. It says that D sub 1 is the difference of the frequency of the model class and the class preceding it. Subtract the frequency of the model class to the frequency before it. So 21 minus 16 equals 5. Next, our D sub 2. Subtract the frequency of the model class to the frequency after it. 21 minus 11 is 10. Now for let's class substitute. 29.5 plus 5 divided by 5 plus 10 equals to 9. Let's add first. 5 plus 10 is 15. Next, 29.5 plus 5 divided by 15 times 9. Use your scientific calculator and solve 5 divided by 15 times 9, that is 3. Lastly, 29.5 plus 3 is equals to 32.5. Our mode is 32.5. I hope you learned more about mean, median, and mode. Thank you very much for watching.